In this video, I'm talking about tracking and evaluating your vegan eating. Because if you have certain goals that you know can be achieved through your eating, tracking your food will help you to get there and a lot faster than if you weren't to track. How do you know what changes to make and what to do to move forward if you don't know if what you're doing is working? And you have to start by knowing where you're at right now. So a lot of times people want to lose weight, but they don't really know where to start. We all know that to do that, we have to burn more calories than we consume. And we put ourselves in a calorie deficit. So we have to start by figuring out what our calorie deficit can be. This is just an example to show you what tracking can do for you. And it is just a tool to use. Tracking is not for everyone, and it is not necessary. It is not necessary to lose weight. You do not have to do this at all. But it is just an empowering tool to use to get you closer to how you want to feel and to improve your relationship with food and to even feel better about your vegan eating. Because a lot of people have such a hard time with their eating because they tell themselves so many things that are actually harmful to them and can get them the opposite of what they really want. So that's the way that I look at it. It is an empowering tool to use, but you do not have to use it. So you can literally just take all of the foods that you've chosen for yourself in your vegan meal planning and plug them in to an app like MyFitnessPal. There's another one called Cronometer. Those are the only ones I know of. There might be more as well. So basically just search for the food, the brand, or whatever it is that you're eating and track it that way. And you could do it free. There's paid options, but you could use the free options to do that. And you already have your meals planned and prepped usually if you're doing this. So a lot of times when people meal plan and prep, if you've watched my previous video about meal plan and prep, they do it week by week, and that is what I suggest, what I talked about in the previous video. So you could literally copy and paste all of your day's worth of eating to the next day because it's already there, it's already in the system that you used for your tracking. Sometimes you may switch out the fruits or the plant milks or the certain type of protein or whatever, but you could easily do that really quickly. This does not have to take a lot of time at all. It literally just takes a few minutes to do this for the entire week, and that's it. But it's not just for losing weight, obviously. It could be for gaining muscle. It could be for improving your relationship with food. It could see getting how much you're eating, knowing what your portion sizes would be that are better for you. And it's all individual, it's all specific, it all depends on the person. But when I started to do this, I did it because I had a reason. I did want to lose fat, and I ended up losing fat doing this and being in a calorie deficit and doing these other things, which I'll talk about in a separate video later on at some point. But I just wanted to bring your attention to the empowerment of tracking your food and what it really can do for your confidence in your relationship with food. It doesn't have to go the other way around. When I first started doing this, I kind of dreaded it. And I was like, do I really have to do this? Is this really necessary? So I went about my ways, and the results that I wanted, I was not getting. And what I was doing was not working for me. So I was like, okay, let me try something different that I haven't done and see where that goes and see where that gets me. So I did, and it worked. And I ended up really loving it the more I did it and the more I practiced to doing it, because it really taught me intuitive eating as well. So tracking your food is usually something that people don't do all of the time. They usually do it if they're competing in a competition, like a bodybuilding competition or a figure or bikini competition, or they do it if they have a fat loss goal, or they want to gain muscle, or just do body recomp in some way. So they use it for that during certain times, right? But it teaches you so much that have nothing to do with your goals. It teaches you how to know what portions are better for you. And that really is an individual thing, and it also, shows you where you're at and what you've been eating. And you could just see right in front of you the perspective and the variety of foods that you've been getting. And you're like, well, I haven't had as many vegetables. Let me add some more to this. And it really just puts everything into perspective for you and all in one place for you to see all at once. So that has been really helpful as well. And once I practiced this enough for like literally a year or two straight, I just didn't really need to do it anymore. And I was just intuitively eating. And I knew based on what I have eaten before, what amount of protein I needed to get, what I needed to eat, like putting things together, because I knew what properly balanced vegan meals and snacks were, and I just did that. And then I could look back and see what I've eaten as well. So it's like a whole entire diary log of things that you have eaten. So you're like, well, one day I ate 139 grams of protein, one time I ate 120 grams of protein, one day I had 115 grams of protein, and you're like, what did I eat to get to that, And, it's just like that. What were my macros on that day? Because I was paying attention to the calories since I was in a calorie deficit, and I was paying attention to the amount of protein I was getting. And I had a set macro and I was roughly hitting it. But the thing I was paying attention to the most, like I said, was the protein and the calories, and that did it for me. But everyone is different. I'm just using myself as an example because everything that I say, I'm saying what I have done, what I am currently doing, what has not worked for me, what I plan on doing, and just using myself as an example. I am not telling you what to do. I cannot tell you what to do. But I like to share things that I have done because maybe you could take something from it, even if it's not every single thing that I say. And you never know until you explore and let yourself do it. So actually commit to it. And I'm not talking about like, oh, a week here, a week there, a few months here. No, do it for at least a year straight. And you'll really see what it could do for your food confidence, your food freedom, your relationship with food, and just how you feel about your eating in general. You will feel so much more confident about putting meals together for yourself and putting snacks together for yourself, and not have to just like depend on anyone else or look outside of yourself and just like say, am I doing this right? Like, how is this going? You really just need to go within and listen to your body as well. How are you feeling? What is your body communicating to you? Is this working for you? Do you like this? No one else can tell you how to do it exactly. No one else can tell you what's going to work for you. No one else can tell you if it's, if what you're doing is making progress on the right track when you just start. You have to give it enough time. You have to give it a chance, like I said. So only you can determine that for yourself and no one else. So give yourself that chance, right? Do that for you if that's what you want. But like I said, it's not for everyone. So only do this if you're committed to it and you know that it'll, be positive for you by improving your food confidence, by, like I said, giving you an idea of where you're at and how much you're eating. And like really just improving your relationship with food, because for some people it does the opposite. So if that's you, if you know that it wouldn't do that for you, then don't do it. And it's okay if you don't. Like I said, it's not something you have to do, but it is a great tool to have. It is just a tool, and that's all you have to look at it as. But it's so empowering and fun for me, and I still do it even when I don't have a goal to hit. I do it sometimes and sometimes I don't, but I just like to do it for fun because it is fun for me. It is a fun little thing to do, and it can be a fun challenge for you if you're new to it and you're like, what can I fit in? What kind of vegan treat am I going to fit in today? Let's see how much protein I can get today. Let's make sure that I get this amount of carbs. Let's make sure that I get this variety of vegetables and this amount of fiber today, right? And it's like, you could just see, like, it really can be fun to just explore and let yourself use that for fun. Like I said, you don't have to use it if you have a certain goal. You could just use it for your daily life and just for fun too. But it is fun for me and it is empowering for me. And, I have improved my relationship with food. I have improved my confidence with putting together vegan meals and snacks that are the best for me, and I have just really achieved food freedom this way. This is the way that everything came together for me. Once I learned how to put together vegan meals, properly balanced, and figured out what macros I wanted, figure out what calories I wanted, and all these things, doing this is what tied everything together for me and what really made things happen for me in the way that I wanted them to. So I stuck with it and I continued to do it because I loved it so much. But that might not be it for you, and that's okay too. This is just something that you can try and see for yourself. But it really can be great for you, just depending on where you're at. And when you first start it, if you decide to, and if you've never done it before, you don't have to set a calorie goal for yourself. You don't have to set macros for yourself or anything like that. You could just literally go about your normal life eating what you are eating and track it. Plug in everything you're eating and see where you're at. Literally see how many calories you're getting if you want. Literally see how much protein you just got, right? How many carbs did you get? How much fiber did you get, right? And that can tell you a lot too. It is literally just information. Like the number on the scale is just data, right? That's just feedback. That's just information. More importantly, is for you to listen to your body. That is what's more important, right? That is going to tell you a lot more. And, it is different for everyone. So if you really just want to start and try it out, you can do that and just see exactly where you're at right now and then make adjustments based on what goals you have, if you have any or not. And sometimes people don't even have a goal. They just use it literally for maintenance, which is okay too. Because, it takes a certain amount of actions and decisions and things you have to do to maintain what you have once you have reached a goal. And you could use this as a tool to do that too. But it's not something you have to do forever if you want to do it at all. I just wanted to talk about it because, it is something that I still use a lot. And sometimes I don't even have a goal and I'm like, yeah, let me just see where I'm at. And it's just fun to see where you're at. And a lot of times when I do it and I don't know where I'm at, like exactly the numbers, and I just do it, it's really close to what I thought it was or what I thought it needed to be. So it always works out. It's always worked out for me. I've never had a bad or negative experience doing this because I had my mindset right in the first place, which really is a big part of this as well. Before you go into doing this, you need to make sure your mindset is right. Because a lot of us can get into our heads about, well, I want to hit this amount of protein, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes I don't either. And you can't beat yourself up about it. And, you're like, well, I went over my calories today. Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's not like you do this all the time, every single day. It's not going to add up. One little thing isn't really going to matter. But what it is doing is it's showing you, right? It's giving you feedback and showing you, okay, so what can I do differently and better today? You're fine-tuning as you go. You're improving as you go, and you're learning. It's not a failure, it's learning. So if something didn't work out the way you wanted to, then that gives you feedback and information to decide what to change and to know what to change, which is the whole purpose of doing this. That's the whole point of doing this, is because we use it as data, feedback, and information to let us know what to change so that we can get things done that we want to get done and go in a direction that we want to go in, right? With our food, right? And hit a certain goal we want to hit, or do things faster or whatever it is. It doesn't even matter, whatever it is. It could also be, encouraging when you do this for you to get more variety and try more foods that you haven't tried before. Because if you're seeing what you're eating, you're like, this is a lot of the same thing over and over again. Maybe I should try to incorporate more of this, right? Or it's fun to play around with it and move things around too, like a puzzle, right? Because you're like, well, if I switch this portion size a little bit, I could fit in more of this and get the protein up this way, or I could get more carbs in this way, or if I have to lower the carbs, I could do that. Let me get a little bit more fat by switching this around. Like, it's so much fun to pivot and just do what you want with it, really. It is whatever you make it, and you can use it as a tool for food empowerment, food freedom, food confidence, and improving your relationship with food. But before you get into this, like I said, make sure your mindset is good and make sure you're in a good state to do this. Because if you do this and you end up falling short of something that you thought it would be, or it's not, what you wanted it to be, or you think you didn't do something right or good enough or whatever, you're going to feel so discouraged and not even give it a chance to know what it really can do for you. So that way, it's really important to make sure you're in the right headspace when you go into this, knowing that you're not perfect, progress over perfection, and know that it's just a tool. That's all it is. It could be whatever you want it to be, whatever your experience you want to be of it. It can be that. Tell yourself what your experience is going to be if you do this, and it will be that, because you have that power. It's all in your mind. It's all in your head. If you look at it this way, this is just a tool that I could use to achieve my goal of fat loss, to do body recomp, to, make me get a better score in this competition, or that's not what they call it, but whatever it's called, place, I don't know. And this can help me to eat more variety. This can help me increase my protein. This can make sure that I can figure out what portion sizes are best for me, right? This can really, really completely change and improve my relationship with food to the point where I don't ever need to do this again if I don't want to, but you never know, you might love it as much as I do. So it really just depends. And a big part of that can make it even better for you is deciding when you go into it what it's going to do for you, right? I knew going in that this was a tool. I knew going in that this was going to do this for me. And I decided that it did, and it actually did, because I had the power, and that's what I decided and made it happen. So whatever you want it to be, make it be that, and tell yourself that that's what it's going to be. Go in there knowing that it's just information, feedback, and a tool, and it's nothing else. It's a neutral piece of information for you, and it could really, really help you fine-tune different things or blind spots that you may have in your vegan eating or anything else. And it doesn't matter if you're new to vegan eating or not. You can do this whenever. I did this many, many, many years into my vegan eating, like in 2021 or something like that, I think, or 2022, when I really started to learn, how to eat the best for me, to the point where I got enough protein and was paying attention to it, to the point where I was satiated and not hungry, when I wasn't restricting myself, when I wasn't overeating or undereating, when I knew how to put properly balanced meals and snacks together. That's when I did that. So that was like many, many years, and obviously, and it'd be cool if it was sooner, but I can't change that before. But what I can change is moving forward. So when I did that, that helped me so much in so many ways. So it could do that for you too, if you let it, and if you want it to. So set an intention going into it. Make sure that your mindset knows exactly what it is. And if you have any negative thoughts that come in, you can deny those negative thoughts and replace them with supporting thoughts that really can support how you want to feel and support why you're doing this in the first place. Know exactly why you're going to do it in the first place if you go into it. Make sure you know that all it is a neutral tool. It's feedback and information that can help you improve something that you want to improve in your life when it comes to your eating, right? Because a lot of the goals we have through our eating can help us with certain things in our lives. And it can, domino effect into more parts of your life, right? So it could go into more areas of your life, and this could be an organization thing for you as well. So it could keep you organized. So know all of those things before you go into it. Know why you're doing it. Know that it's a tool. Set an intention for it. Know what you want to expect out of it, and make that happen, and say, this is what it's going to feel like for me. This is what it's going to be for me. Visualize feeling whatever you're using this for, and the end result of that, of you accomplishing what you're using it for, and that can really make it happen for you too. So all of these things will help you with your mindset going forward and getting you into the right state and the right headspace. If you've never done this before, especially, and even if you have and you didn't feel good about it and you want to, try it again and do it better this time, do all of these things, and I promise you it's going to be better for you this time than it was for you last time. So if you want to do this, you can, and it could be whatever you make it. If you want to go deeper, if you want to get extra support, help, and guidance with your vegan lifestyle, your vegan eating, your mindset and or self-care as a woman, you can get into Vegan Goddess Power. That's a one-on-one 3-month experience. That's 6 calls plus an intro call with Voxer support in between, with a customized guide unique to you to get you from where you are now to where you want to be, and focusing on whatever those areas are through your vegan lifestyle, your vegan eating, your mindset, and or your self-care. So that's what Vegan Goddess Power is. I've been vegan for 15 years. I have the confidence, and I have the confidence that I can help you. And I know that all of the knowledge I've amassed over the years, all the experiences I've had over the years, that I can get you where you want to get to way faster than I have. And it could really do, you can really do what you want with this if you really commit to it. So if you're ready for that, you can get the details for that in the link that's in the description. And if you have any questions about it, you can email me, Jessica at veganbeautypower.com. You can leave a comment here too if you have a question about it. That is there for you. You can make this whatever you want it to be, so make it the best for you. Thanks for watching.